monthly Zoom Live training. Tonight, we're going to have a special guest here with us. I'm going to do an interview of our Sapphire director, Layne Townsend from Foster, Rhode Island. As you can see on the screen there, in September of 2025, she promoted to the Sapphire director position. And this is really a significant position. And so I wanted to bring her on the call so you can all hear her story and just the amazing things that she's done over the last year during a very difficult time in her life. But she just kept going at it. So I was kind of looking back at your history, and it looked like it was in September of 2024 that you hit director, which is having 5 people. And then in November of 2024, so just a couple months later, you hit Ruby director. And then in September of 2025, you hit the Sapphire position. So 1 year from director to Sapphire. So that's pretty phenomenal acceleration of your business. So I just wanted to kind of introduce you to the team that, maybe doesn't know you, hasn't heard your story. See if you can provide some inspiration and motivation that it can be done. I mean, now is fall. This is the best time for us to not only be selling candles, doing fundraisers, but also, promoting, because this is when the volumes get pretty significant. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions, and feel free to kind of tell us your story. So, we've kind of talked about that over this last year, but, when did you begin your career with Sensations? It wasn't just in the last year.
No, no. I started with Sensations July 25th of 2007. So this year marked 18 years with the company.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. So tell us a little bit about that journey. That how did you spend 17 years in the business and kind of hang out for a while, and then all of a sudden in the last year and a half ish get serious enough that you have been able to reach these rank advancements, which are pretty significant. For somebody to get to Sapphire director, that's pretty significant. So what happened, and when, and why?
Uh, well, when I started because I had 1-year-old twins and I just wanted to, be able to buy diapers, and help out a little bit that way. Um, but my career was I was always worked in the restaurants. I was a manager, training coordinators. I did a lot of corporate training. Um, so my career and my motherhood time was full. And I only really did Mia Bella candles around the holidays because I just figured that that's when they sold best. Um, so I did craft fairs and home shows and things like that around fall and on. And then 2020 came, and we all know how that treated the world. And my boys were just ending 8th grade. And I said, well, I can't go back to work. And the restaurant business at that point was tough. Um, so I stayed home with them. They started a YouTube channel, and we focused on that. And then I started doing more with my candles, selling them to people, trying to make a little bit of extra money. And then the world kind of got back to normal. I started doing quarter auctions more, just trying to get myself out there because I decided I didn't want to go back in the restaurant business. I tried to go back after when COVID all settled down, and I just realized, you know what, it's just different, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I had to focus on something else. So I really put more time and energy into the candles. I just started putting myself out there. Like I did show after show after show after show, events, big fairs, you name it. I was just doing them. Um, and eventually, uh, it just started happening. So the more you get out there and do it, the more people you meet. And that is it right there. It's the networking part of it. And when you get that one person, I mean, to sign up, you're like, oh wow, this is cool. Then you get another one, you're like, wow, this is even cooler. And then it just keeps happening. And the more people you meet, um, when you meet a lot of vendors who are like, oh, you know what, I could do that, or and that's really it just started happening. And then it started happening more last year, and then eventually my kids always used to help me, like all my kids. Like I have three older children too, but they all could be in a booth and sell candles. Like that was just they know they live and breathe Mia Bella. So that's what we did. So before that, we did a lot of big fairs too, but just not as often. Um, and last summer, I started making a lot of the advancements. And I think once you make your first advancement, it kind of lights your fire too, because you start getting a commission check.
Hmm.
And that's really cool.
It is.
Uh, and then you're like, oh, well, that's not that. Oh, wow. And then look at that. And so the commission checks it's is very rewarding to see that deposit come through. And you're like, wow, why didn't I focus on this sooner in life? Like because you just, you don't, I didn't, it didn't really dawn on me until then. And then, yes, we came off of a great year. I earned a trip. I didn't go, but I earned it. Um, but that was wow. That really was great to earn it. To earn it was really awesome. I'm not a worldwide traveler. I don't really care if I ever go out of the country. I'm not one of those people. I got on a plane to go to Fling in Arizona, and that was really pushing it. But I went, and of course, it was a great time. Um, but like if I like to drive to my destination, I'm just, but to earn it was just more than I could ever. That was more exciting for me than maybe going. You know what I mean? Like I didn't go and I didn't really care if I went, but I earned it.
Yeah.
I could say I earned it and that was amazing. And then February my life was destroyed. Um and I need to focus on something. And Mia Bella Candles has always been there for me when I needed to make some money. And the the company is amazing. Bob is fantastic. Um he'll text me all hours of the day, night. If I need to call him, I can call him. They really helped me out a lot. And I don't know, I really kind of just kept focusing more with the candles and pushing myself. So this year has been very good because I've dove into Mia Bella and really, really worked harder at it, because it's what I focus on. Like I work the business every day.
Hmm.
I do something every day. I do a charity give back on my own. I've pushed myself into doing fundraisers, which I never did before. I was always afraid of them. I did my first custom label fundraiser, and they purchased 33 candles, and they're selling them. They sold them for the first time this weekend that passed, and they know they're going to order more. They just wanted to see how these sold, and it was easier than I thought. And when you do, like, I have a couple fundraisers going on right now, and um, it's I just right now I'm not afraid of a lot of things in life anymore, so I'm just pushing myself. So,
Hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. I love that story. And I think in terms of like the trip, it wasn't something that you set out to say, I'm going to earn this trip. And the first year too that I had earned it, I kind of did the same thing. I had said to myself, I'm just going to work my business. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do every day. Like you said, I do something every day. Some days, it's hours that I'm working on it on the weekends. And then others days, maybe I only have 15 minutes, but every day I'm going to do something. And I had just figured that if I just work my business, do the things that I need to do, the trip probably will come. And every
mhm.
year, it has, because I just focus on doing the business. And you've kind of described that you started out with shows, and I think it is an important thing when you're new is to kind of focus on one thing and get really good at it, and you've done.
Right.
But as you kind of conquer one area of building the business, then you can expand and learn something new, focus on that, get better at that. And, you've done that with your cause candles and the fundraising, you got really into that. And yeah, it was scary for all of us those first couple times, like, how do I do this? But, it's using the training resources and bouncing things off of others and getting an idea of what you want to do, doing it, and then realizing, well, that wasn't so bad. I can. And so then you just have kind of kept adding to that. And then it was, others asking to join your team. And, you've become a good leader and supporter of those that have, joined you. And I love the fact that you have a local team so that you can get together in person. You share the list of vendor events. If you can't do something, you've got a team
Hmm.
now that can jump in and help you. So you guys are really spreading the name of Mia Bella's in that area, wonderfully. So I think, I think in order to get to Sapphire, you do have to focus on all areas of the business. Because, being a Sapphire has personal volume and group volume requirements, as well as having, the number of personally sponsored people. You have to have all of those together. And, while you do really good with your shows and your fundraising, it's still hard to sometimes meet those higher levels of volume all on your own. So when you have a team that you teach to do the same thing, then, it's a team effort. You're all putting in towards that group volume, which does get you to those, promotions. So that's great. I think it's great that you have learned and expanded and keep growing all the areas of, retail, fundraising, custom labels, and now team building. So being that you do all of those areas, what is your favorite area of building? What do you like most right now in your business?
Um, I like a little bit of it all. I mean, I love doing my shows. Um, I always loved going out and doing my shows and sharing Mia Bella with other people. Um, because I love the product so much. So I just think that um it, I think it's a good product. So that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I have a lot of repeat customers that will meet me at shows or because of shows have messaged me and want to order more candles. Um, so I like doing the retail events. I mean, they're a lot of work sometimes. I mean, I do a lot of big ones too. And it's a lot of work. I think I like that better. But right now, um, it's kind of been my lifesaver because it pushes me to leave the house and
Yeah.
be human.
Yeah.
They take a lot out of me right now, but I'm able to come home and be proud of what I've done. So that's a lot of it too. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Really good. I know you like to be in front of people and that interaction, and yeah, definitely a good thing for you to be.
well, I think without the events, you don't meet a lot of people. So, like the fundraisers have been coming from
Yep.
doing the shows and the the recruiting of people has come from doing the shows. So, I think if you that's where it all starts. I mean, I know I have a lady that said, "Oh, I'm going to do online only." And I'm like, "Ooh, that's hard." Like I think that's a lot of work. Like I can do a lot more talking to someone than I can, uh, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad that you said that because I was just about to say the exact same thing that your business that's come to you, your repeat customers, your fundraisers, your team members have come through the avenue of doing shows. So,
Mm.
no, I think that was a really, really good point. So, we're talking about you having a lot of success, but what's been some challenges? What are some things that maybe you stumbled over the last year getting to Sapphire?
Well, you can't do it alone. Because when you hit the rank of Sapphire, you really have to depend on somebody else hitting director. And That's hard. That's a difficult task for someone. I mean, that just to hit, once you hit director, I mean, it's a lot, and you have to rely on other people to help you to get there.
Hmm.
So, once, like I said, like next step, my eyes are set on Emerald, but I now have to help someone else build their business. So now you have to help building. So now you've added another layer of not just recruiting, but now you have to help someone else
Right.
build. And I always say to my team and everybody, your success is my success. So when you grow, I grow. So it's in our best interest to always help our team,
Yeah.
um, because that just makes you rank up and they rank up, you rank up. Um, and I love it when my people do, they'll message me like, "Oh my God, I did this. Oh, I
Yeah.
sold this, or oh, I got a fundraiser." That makes me happy because, I know that, oh, good, they're making money, they're seeing it,
Yeah.
you know, um, and that's good. I mean, but setbacks, I mean, there's always setbacks. I mean, when you get one, you lose one. You get someone, you lose one. Because you can't make it everybody's thing. You know, you know, I, I live and breathe Mia Bella, like literally. There's always a candle burning. There's always a simmer pot on. Uh, I've even started selling oils and diffusers, and Bob's so happy. Uh, let me know how it's going. You sell any this weekend? But yeah, I did. And I'm not an oil person, so uh, but you gotta try what your product is. But setbacks is, staying excited for your team is can be difficult at times. Um, because I don't know. That's just trying to keep them motivated and them excited. And once they start building, and I will say my director is really, he's his name is Sean, and Sean is pretty dear to me because Sean is an autistic guy, and his mom is big help for him, but he wanted to sell the candles, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Let me find out with Bob, and I want to make sure everything's good because I don't want any problems." And Sean is a special guy, and I'm very proud of him. And his mom helps him, but he does a lot of the upfront face to face with people, and to see him grow and be successful, and he is. I mean, he goes out there and he sells those candles, and he's doing it for reasons that we are not doing it for. He's doing it for wrestling t-shirts and to go to wrestling events. Uh, you know, the more candles he sells, the more he can do. But, um, being his cheerleader is, oh, there's his mama now. And, but
At wrestling right now. That's the only reason he's missing this meeting. He's at AEW.
but, so it's a big that's a big thing, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So I'm very
A
proud
whole
of
nother
him.
level of your business when you have a team that brings out, yeah, a whole different side to you and your leadership and the excitement watching others grow and be successful, especially Sean because of his circumstances. I think that is just fantastic. That just excites me that this is something that he can seriously do and be successful at. And I'm so happy for you and his mom supporting him, in that role. So yeah, getting to these, rank advancements is nice for the advanced paychecks that we get, but beyond that, it's the human touch, what we get to do as, part of a team and seeing other people's lives really be impacted. That's the beauty of a business like this.
Well,
um,
that is it. I mean, and that's why I say, you really have to help your team because, you know, him becoming director was a joint effort. It was a team effort. So we definitely, and he's as proud can be. So I think they're coming to Fling in Pennsylvania. So that's exciting.
so, all right. Well, you said you weren't really a fragrance oil person. So, what of our product lines, what is your favorite product? What's your favorite scent? What are you out there really promoting?
Uh, well, I promote the 16-ounce candles. I love them. That's what I burn every day. I literally have a candle going all day long. Um, I'm not a floral person, so I don't burn florals. They affect I get migraines, and those are the only candle line that affects them. Some of the masculine ones I don't care for, but it's just because of the strength of them. I love the bakery line, but my number one favorite candle is coffee candle. Um,
Yes.
so that's my number one favorite. But right now I have hot apple pie going. So, it's funny because I always said, the kids always knew you don't burn what's in season. So I got to sell them.
Yeah.
And last Christmas, my husband lit a. I was at a show and I come home and I walk in the house and I'm like, "Who's burning Fraser fir?" Like the minute I walked in the house, "Why are you burning Fraser fir?" And I remember Jesse said, "Oh, Dad, I told you you were gonna get in trouble. You don't burn what's in season." And you know what? Now my whole life in general has changed, so my outlook is burn whatever you want.
There you
So
go.
we got hot apple pie burning.
I love it. All right. So, we've talked about you making money through
hmm
retailing. So, your retail profits and then your commission checks. So, do you have a goal? What are you working towards? So, what are you putting that money towards?
Well, when I do my shows, cost a candle always goes back into my account so I can buy more candles. My profit goes to me. My commission check goes into well, I have an account for the candles only, so my profits from the candles and stuff like that's where all my credit card, stuff goes, and I run my business out of that. And I spend all that money on, I have my nails done. I use that money, little things like that. Um, I use that to go to Fling. I use it to do whatever. Um, but my commission check goes into my household bank account, and that's that's my part of it. Um, because right now it's my only income, so it's that's all I do. Well, I do dabble with my antiques, but that's different. Um, so it's just I contribute to paying the bills. So
No, that's awesome. That's something we all
yeah,
got to pay the bills, but then on the side we get a little extra money to do
right,
some fun things that we want. And I'm
right.
gonna pull up those pictures that you sent me here. If I can get that my screen sharing back here so that people can kind of get to know you a little bit and see if it. There we go. All right. So tell me a bit about these pictures. Where were you and what were you doing looking so beautiful there in that hot pink dress?
That was last year's fling in Pennsylvania. Uh, right before the glitzy dinner, the
Sparkle.
bling dinner we had. Every fling
Yeah.
has a different theme.
Yeah.
And that was like, I don't remember the theme, but it was like, sparkle night or something. Um, the one with that's Bob, that's meeting Bob for the first time. That was the first time I had ever met him. Talked to him many times, never met him. Um, and that's at the home office last year. And then the middle one is in Arizona with some two great ladies I got to meet a year ago for the first time.
That
That's
was
that's lovely Allison. And it's Kathy. But yep, that's fling both times.
yes.
So,
Yeah, and yeah, that was the first time that we had met in person at the flings, and yeah, and then you went to Arizona, and that was an amazing journey for you to be able to get on the plane to make the commitment.
oh, it was.
It.
I got back
Yeah.
the week I got back. Well, the day I got back, I couldn't hear for a week. I couldn't hear. It was awful.
Oh, but I think that was the one thing that we have had you speak at Fling about is that it was last year's fling in July that you kind of caught the bug and quickly promoted to director, and then it was just skyrocketing from there. So we've got a few more minutes here, so go ahead and tell the team the importance of these events and what it meant to you to get you to this point.
Well, fling is important because you meet so many different people. And I've always stressed that Mia Bella is a different kind of direct sale thing. Um, Everybody wants you to do good. It's a room full of cheerleaders, and everybody shares the things that work for them. And I think that that's so important that nobody keeps it to themselves and says, it was a secret. You got to learn it on your own. Um,
Yeah.
and I just think it's important because it just it does give you that little excitement and push. But I walked across the stage the first time, and I walked across the stage the second time even more. Um, and that's great too. That's fun. Who doesn't love being recognized for something they didn't think was that great, but it was. And I was bound and determined. Even if I had to drive, I was coming to Arizona because I was walking across that stage for Ruby.
Yeah. You had a
Yeah,
lot of recognition going on at that, like you said, for your success with your cause candles, for earning the trip, for your promotion. Yeah, that was one
yeah,
thing you didn't want to miss because you were getting recognized all over the place. So that is awesome.
yeah,
So now your journey is to kind of help Sean advance himself and get yourself another director and work on
yeah.
into the events and catching the excitement of what we learn and what we experience there. And so what is your goal then for Emerald? You got a time frame or a thought process to getting to Emerald?
My goal is this time next year to be Emerald. I want to be like
Yeah.
you.
And I think you will. I don't think that is an unrealistic expectation whatsoever that you'll be able to next fall, whether it's October, November, December, and those prime months. You keep doing what you're doing with your events, with your team, with your fundraising, with
Yeah,
your leadership skills that you're really expanding on. And it's just so exciting to see. And I know that we will see you at that Emerald position here within a
well,
year.
I have a good bunch of people. I
Yeah.
really do. I have a good little base team,
Yeah.
and I think they're all looking to grow. And you sometimes you don't. I mean, I have I don't know, I have 23, 24 people on my team, and there's 14 active. So you're always hoping that there's that somebody that has that same drive, same want as you, same excitement about the team and being more. Um, so that's important too, getting there and getting people excited about it too, to get there with you.
Yeah.
So, um,
Absolutely. Well, we're coming to the end of our time, so I want to thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I know that you do get busy in the evening sometimes with your. I'm glad this worked out for you to join me for an interview. I think this was really inspirational and will be motivational to not just your team members, but everybody on the Light Your Dream team that have watched you grow and succeed. And we're so proud of you. And I just know this is beginning, so I know there's lots more to come. And fling will come and we'll be recognizing you again, and then hopefully many more of your team members then as well. So Layne, thank you so much for being a part of our Light Your Dream team and Mia Bella Candles, and thank you for your success and hard work over the last year. And we'll get this recorded so that others can watch it as well. So we'll go ahead and call it a night, and thank you for being on the call, and everyone that joined us there, thank you for coming on. So appreciate you guys. Let's go out and have a rest of a great November here. This is the time to be sharing. People are looking at what we're doing. So let's go and do it. All right.
thank you very much.